Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we have a pretty light video for you guys. I think we only have 4 first appearances, 5 honorable mentions. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearances of the week ending February 17th, 2023. First up from DC Comics, Batman The Adventure Continues Season 3, Number 2. This features the first appearance of Casey Kendall, an old flame of Bruce Wayne's. Now, this Batman The Adventure Continues series, this is definitely a subset or B series for DC Comics. This is not one of their tentpole series or mainstay series. And whenever they introduce a character into these subset series, these are definitely going to be a little bit more speculative if you choose to pick them up, because it really depends on what DC does with these characters. If they introduce them into more mainstay title series, such as Detective Comics, Action Comics, Batman, or Superman, any of those tentpole series, then the character definitely has a little bit more staying power. But whenever they introduce the characters into the subset series, if they go nowhere, if they just stay in this particular title series, then they might not be all that important going forward. Like I said, it really depends on what DC does with the characters going forward as to how important they'll be. If they introduce them into a big screen or small screen project, that's definitely going to get a lot more eyes on them, make them more important. But if they don't, like I said, if they stay in this particular title series, they don't bring them into other title series, may not go anywhere. So this one here, definitely going to be speculative if you choose to pick it up. It might be worth doing so for the cover price though. You know, you definitely don't want to miss out for $3 or $4. Might be worth grabbing. Get this one here if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from DC Comics, Lazarus Planet Dark Fate Number 1. This features the first appearance of Xanth, a character who interacts with the spirit world. This also features the first appearance of Circuit Breaker, who has the ability to channel the Still Force, and also the first appearance of Chainsaw Nun. Now, once again, this Lazarus Planet Dark Fate title series is definitely a subset or B series for DC Comics. That's not one of their mainstay title series. They are introducing a lot of characters in this particular title, though. So this one here may be worth picking up the spec on. Like I mentioned a moment ago, you know, you don't want to miss out for $3 or $4. You could be sitting on a winner. And this one here does have a lot of first appearances that DC can bring across a lot of other title series or introduce into the small screen or big screen. So this one here may be worth the spec. So grab this one here if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from Marvel Comics, Marvel's Voices Wakanda Forever Number 1. This features the first appearance of the last Black Panther in a future story. Now, we typically recommend picking up any first appearance of new characters in Marvel titles. You know, Marvel Disney is still a powerhouse, churning out a ton of TV shows, streaming series, and feature films, and you really don't know where any of these characters are introducing into the comics are going to end up. You know, so you don't want to miss out for the cover price of $2 or $3 to get one of these characters that, you know, Marvel Disney can put anywhere. They have a ton of media, they have a ton of franchises, and like I said, they're still a powerhouse, churning out a ton of product. So this one here may be worth picking up for the cover price. Once again, still a little bit of a spec bet, but for the Marvel titles, we do recommend it. Grab this one here for your collection. And finally for Marvel Comics, NIGHTCRAWLERS Number 1. This features the first team appearance of the Nightkin, Wagnerine, and other Nightcrawler existing character hybrids. Now, like we just mentioned a moment ago, all the first appearance of new characters in Marvel Comics are probably worth picking up and adding to your collection. Whether it's just a spec bet or not, you know, it's just a few bucks. You don't want to miss out. This is the first team appearance of the Nightkin. This may not be the first appearance of these particular characters, but this is the first team appearance when they are teamed together. So this one here may be a little bit more speculative if you choose to pick it up. May still be worth doing so for the cover price. Grab it if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and take a look at it later on. And now for the honorable mentions. From Image Comics, The Last Barbarians Number 1. A skilled barbarian struggles to find work and accepts a job from a sketchy cleric, and promises only a true hero can survive this hero's journey. Now, Image Comics has a lot of their titles picked up in auction for TV shows, streaming series, and feature films, and like we always mention, that is a huge driver for these titles going forward. If any of these titles get optioned and picked up, these characters get on the big screen and small screen, you know, everybody races back to try to find these comics, find the first appearances, so you don't want to miss out. This here is the premiere issue of this particular title series. This is one we do think you should pick up the spec on. Go ahead and grab this one here if you can. Next up from Aftershock Comics, Foulness in the Walls Number 1. After a tragic loss, a man begins to rebuild his life in a new house with a new job and the girl of his dreams, but guilt becomes something as malevolent as an evil spirit. Now, Aftershock Comics has definitely had a lot of their titles picked up an option for TV shows, streaming series, and feature films, and this one here sounds like it lends itself very well to a small screen, big screen project. So in our opinion, this here may be a great spec bet for the cover price. You know, you don't want to miss out on these for a couple bucks. So grab this one here if you can. If you can't, put in your B-list and definitely keep an eye on this one. Next up from Dark Horse, Masters of the Universe, Masterverse Number 1. With this issue, Dark Horse begins publishing the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Now, we put this one here on the list just because of the popularity of the He-Man and Masters of the Universe franchise. You know, this has definitely gone through a few publishing houses over the years, and now this is Dark Horse's turn to publish Masters of the Universe. But you know, Master of the Universe titles, you can't really go wrong for picking up these premiere issues. There's still a huge fan base, huge collector base for anything related to He-Man and Master of the Universe. So in our opinion, this one here is probably worth picking up the spec on. Grab this one here if you can. If you can't, put it in your B-list and keep an eye on it. Next up from Image Comics, Torrent number 1. Crackerjack is the world's most happy-go-lucky hero until tragedy forces her to cross the line and become a vigilante. Now, like we mentioned earlier, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up an option for small screen and big screen projects, and this one here sounds like it can lend itself very well to a TV show, streaming series, or feature film. So this one here is definitely going to be a speculative bet if you choose to pick it up, but it may be worth doing so. Like I said, this sounds like it can translate very well to the screen. Grab this one here if you can for a spec. If you can't, put it in your B-list and keep an eye on it. Finally, from Marvel Comics, Spider-Man number 5. This features the possible introduction of the Sting Knife, a sacred artifact that erases the existence of spiders. Now, this is the Spider-Man standalone title series, so this is definitely one of Marvel's stronger title series. So whenever they introduce a new character, new costume, new superpower, new artifact into this title series, these are books you want to own at the cover price. Go ahead and grab this one. So there you have the 9 titles that we have for you guys this week. Definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. Please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.